Please give a welcome to Rob Janssen.
Thank you very much, Luke. So my name is Rob Janssen. Good evening, everybody. I'm indeed a Ph.D. at Eindhoven University of Technology in the robotics group. And tonight I would like to present our RoboEarth project and how in this project we aim to connect robots all over the world and why we want to do that. Now, before I go into any technical details, I would like to state that the RoboEarth project is funded by the European Commission in the 7th Framework Programme. And this program is actually an initiative of the Cordis platform, which tries to stimulate robotics research all over Europe. So, together with Eindhoven University, we are involved in this project with 6 partners, which is also the University of Munich, University of Zurich, University of Zaragoza, Spain, University of Stuttgart, and we have Philips Eindhoven as an industrial partner. So the problem that we actually try to tackle in the RoboEarth project is that of our aging society. So what we can see from this graph is that in the upcoming 10 years, the amount of people that are 65 years and above will have doubled compared to the other societal groups. Now this means that this is going to put a lot of pressure on especially the healthcare sector, because the healthcare sector will now have to take care of a larger group of people with less resources. And this is going to put huge pressure on our economic and societal situation. Fortunately, lately, there have been some smart technologies have been invented that allow to support this healthcare sector. And over here we see some examples. We see robots delivering medicine, we see robots advising doctors, and we even see robots monitoring patients. The current problem, however, is that with our current design methodologies, it would be required to program each of these robots individually. And that would be a lot of work, considering that we would have like thousands of hospitals and even more, like 10,000s of robots to program. So that's what we want to try to solve with the RoboEarth project. What we want to do is we want to put all this knowledge that these robots need, we want to put that in one central location. And in our project, the central location is currently stated in Germany. And that's where we will have all the information that these robots need available. And because we have made this database, because we have made this accessible over the internet, robots all over the world can connect to it, and they can either download information so that they can use that in their tasks, but also, if they improve upon information, they can upload it again. This actually means that if I would have a robot in Hong Kong that is instructed on how to perform a certain thing or how a certain object looks like, it can immediately transmit this information to its peer robots in Paris, Sydney, New York, or anywhere else in the world. So this actually allows these robots to learn from each other. They learn from each other online. And that is pretty much similar to how we humans nowadays actually learn from each other. If we need to know something, we go online, we Google our things, or we look on Wikipedia. And if we know something ourselves that we want to share, we put it out there so that other people can benefit from that information. Well, that's exactly what we now try to create for robots. A way for them to communicate their information in runtime with each other. Now, the last 4 years, we've been working really hard with those 6 partners to actually demonstrate the feasibility of our approach and our technological stance at this point. And we've done this through a series of demonstrators. So real demonstrators with real robots operating in, real hospital environments. The first year we had a demonstrator in which we actually used the soccer robots we have at Eindhoven University. And we used RoboEarth in this setup to have the robots collaboratively solve a maze. So none of these robots would have been able to do it by himself, but by using RoboEarth and communicating with other robots, it could. In a subsequent demonstrator, we actually had 3 different robots positioned at 3 different locations in Europe. I believe one was in Switzerland, one was in Germany, and one was over here in Eindhoven. And through RoboEarth, they learned how to open cabinets, how to manipulate doors of small cabinets. In another demonstrator, we actually had a robot that started at the entrance of a hospital room, but the robot did not know anything. As in a sense, it did not know how things look like, it did not know how to perform tasks, but it was instructed to serve a drink, and by consulting RoboEarth, it was instantaneously able to do that. Now in our final demonstrator, which was last January, also here in Eindhoven, we scaled this experiment up to a full hospital layout in which we actually had multiple rooms and multiple robots performing these typical hospital tasks, like interacting with patients, delivering drinks. Now, it has seemed that industry, and especially a big company as Google, has shown big interest in our developments. They've actually patented our research. So yeah, that's not so smart of us maybe, but on the other hand, it's also a good thing, because it will allow researchers like us to have the proper finances and to be able to put these industrial robots, to convert them into the sophisticated systems that we need to support the healthcare in the upcoming decade. Well, as a final slide, I've put in my defense, which I will have on April 15th. And for anyone who is interested more in this project and how we actually do certain things, you're all cordially invited. So that was my talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Rob.